Hi, welcome to this new tutorial. We will be creating this wireframe with geometry nodes and also how I did this effect here. So if you're interested, let's get started. As you may know, the geometry nodes, it's something that it's in development at this point. So there's new nodes every now and then. So if you download the version from today, 3.0 alpha, you will have all the nodes that I'm using. The first thing we are going to do is we need to have any object here. It's the same thing. I will use this cube. And we go to the Geometry Nodes tab. You can have a bit different layout, but we have here the spreadsheet and we have our area to work with the nodes here. So we select the object and we create a new geometry nodes. What we see here is what we have plugged in this case here. And since we are in vertices here, we are seeing the 8 vertices that form this cube and the position and X, Y, and Z of each vertex. This will work as a placeholder. In this case, I'm not going to use this cube. So for demonstration, I will use a monkey. So we create our Suzanne there. Then we go back to our cube. That's the geometry nodes setup, or our placeholder, or our dummy, or whatever you want to call it. I will unplug this, so now it's not visible. And I will use object info node. This way we can pick our object here, so we can have a lot of objects and change them here when we want to see the wireframe of that object. Then I will use mesh to curve. This will basically transform every edge into a curve. So at this point, let's see what we have. And let's hide the original Suzanne from render also. So at this point, we have a wireframe. We can affect this wireframe also. We can, for example, curve. We can trim, change different things. And maybe you can animate this once we create because this is, if we render this, we won't see anything. You could, for example, distribute objects all along the lines, but that's super heavy, so we are not going to do that. And what we are going to do is take this out. Now we are going to transform this to mesh again. But now we are only using the lines, the edges. So curve to mesh. But we still need a profile curve. So what we are going to use here is a curved circle. And we don't need any resolution here. The radius is super high, we will deal with that. Let's try, we can do this with a math node. And we will divide by maybe 1000 here. And now we can control the thickness of the lines with this. If for some reason you want to use a thick line, you can increase the resolution later. But I'm not going to do that, so I will use it with just one. And maybe about there. It's fine. As we already saw, we can use, for example, this and animate this maybe. And we want also, I will activate bloom. I will change my world to black to make it more dramatic and go to render mode. I will also remove my floor and axis there. And I will create a new tab here, a new viewport with shader editor. And I will just use an emission for now with a color. And I will set this to maybe 5. Now we can use material assign and select our material here. And we have our wireframe. Now you can, for example, expose this as your N for this menu. Go to Group tab, and we will change this name to wire thickness, or I don't know, you call it whatever you want. Let's set this to 0 and maybe 10, I don't know. Now you can see when you select your cube, you can go to the modifier properties and you will see your wire thickness there. You can control it from outside the setup. We can also expose the object here. So for example, if you want to, I will add a Nicosphere, also hidden. And now in my cube, I can change the Suzanne to a Nicosphere and back. You can also use, instead of this, depending on what you're looking for, you can use just a principal BSDF shader and use lighting to affect the wires. Or you can get creative and make different procedural shaders to create different effects. I, for example, created one that makes the strength of the emission brighter when it's closer to the camera, so we don't get this like mixes a bit what's back and what's front. You can also use, for example, a generated. Let's do just the ones that want to try this a bit. I will use a texture coordinate. We'll use generated separate XYZ. And you can use, for example, in this case, it's the opposite, so we can invert this and use this as our strength and then multiply it. And use this here. So now you can see a difference between the back and the front, but well, that's up to you. We are going to use it like this. We want to create the effect that changes from the original Suzanne to the wireframe. So we are going to use the original shape we have here. And we are going to create a new material here. This can be whatever you want. I will use just, I don't know, a color here. And now we have to mix both of them with a transparent node with the opposite mask. So we will start by creating the mask for, we can start with this one. We are going to use a texture coordinate. We are going to use an empty as our control here. You can use any empty you want. I will use a sphere. So we have our empty. I'm going to back to my Suzanne. And I will pick my object here, the empty. That means that when I use this coordinate, it will be the coordinate of the empty and not from my object. So now I will use a vector math and use my distance here or length from my object. This will give me the distance in value from the center of the empty. Now we have a gradient here that goes from 0 in the center of the object and increases as it gets further away. Instead of this gradient, I want to have basically black inside the sphere and white outside the sphere. So I will use a map range node to change that. We could use a math node set to greater than 1, but I want to keep the option to have a transition. And I will, instead of having a scale that goes from 0 to 1, I want my, let's say, 0.99 to 1 to be my 0 to 1. And now when we move our empty, the mask changes. Let's go back to the Suzanne, and now we will use this mask to mix this. I will use mix shader and a transparent node. And I will use this as my factor. And I want my empty to basically make it transparent. So I will use the white part will be my material. That's the lower input here. And the other one will be my transparent. We will start by plugging this. I will quickly add an Hdri to illuminate this a bit better. Okay, back to our object. Go to this tab and change a few things. We will take the shadow away, so none. So this object won't cast shadow on the wires, because even if it's transparent, the shadow will, if we don't take it out here, it will also affect it. And here, instead of opaque, we will go to alpha clip, so we can see the inside. And I want to change a bit the inside material to have more difference between the inside and the outside. So what we can do is to take this here. I will use a geometry node and use the back facing, that it's a mask that shows white for the, or 1 for the inside of an object and black or 0 for the outside. So I'm going to use that to mix my color, mix RGB. I will use the original color we had on the top, and I will copy the same and make it darker for the inside. So back facing on my factor and this on the color. Maybe it's too much, but you get the idea. One other thing I want to do is to have this like laser or light effect on the border. So I will mix this again, and I will use math node, and I will compare my one value with a little tolerance here. Let's see how this looks. Less, something like that. In this case, I like how it looks like straight here, like it's some sort of X-ray or laser. I will use an emission shader. Plug it here. I will pick a different color here, we will see. And this is, use this as my factor and plug this. And now I want this to be a very high number, like it's burning or something. Now we have to do the opposite of the mask to the wireframe. So we go to our Suzanne, we take these nodes, shift, select this one. I think that's all we need. Control C. Now we select our cube and we can Control B. And we will mix our emission. But in this case, we will invert this because we want the opposite to happen in this case. And we need to also go to this tab, change this to none, these two in this case can be alpha blend, take our empty and grab it and move it around. You can adjust the colors, are not the most interesting colors ever. So you can go to your Suzanne, do some adjustments. You can also, at this point, if you want, you can add a subdivision. Shade smooth also. As you can see with the clipping transparency, you can still see the inside of the object. Maybe the wireframe is a bit too high. There. And also we can change the thickness. If you want to change object, we will rename. First we select our Suzanne and we will change the name of this material to object. And then we will select our cube and we will change this to wires just to identify them. And now when we want, for example, I add a cylinder, what I have to do is to hide the Suzanne and take my cylinder. I select the object material. Then I go to my cube, that's my geometry nodes, and I select here my cylinder. And now this works. And again, if you want, just hide the cylinder, create or import a new object, assign the object material, and then again go to your cube, select the object here. And that's it. I hope you have liked this tutorial and see you in the next video.